So good morning to one and all. So in this video, I am going to talk about how to write a journal paper. So at the end of this video, you are able to you you are able to write what all things you have to present in your journal paper. What all things you should not put in the journal paper. So those two things you can learn, and also uh, you can learn the way of presentation in a journal paper. What all things must be there, what should not be there. These things you can learn. So the topic is how to write a journal paper. So before entering into the topic, so two things I would like to discuss here. So what all things you can do and what all things you should not do. So first thing is writing a journal paper is very easy. If your research idea is good, your problem statement is good, then you can write a journal paper by your own. So don't think that writing a journal paper is a complicated one, or publishing a paper in a reputed journal is a complicated one. Don't think like that. First of all, it is a very easiest one. So what all things you can do? First thing is you have to do a good literature review. That is the existing papers you have to read. And you have to read the textbooks. And you have to read the journal papers from reputed publishers. And every day you have to write 10 to 20 lines. For your paper, for your journal paper, you have to write 10 to 20 lines. So you have to write down the methodology in a notebook. So I will discuss what you have to do for the fourth point. So you have to write down the methodology in a notebook. And when you are writing your journal paper, it is better if you prefer passive voice. So instead of active voice, you can prefer passive voice. So these are all things you have to do. And what all things you should not do? The first thing is no need to give money for journal publication. It is not necessary. For example, if anyone is asking money for journal publication, it is not necessary. So you have to avoid that. And 95% of the reputed journals are free only. It has two options. One is subscription and another one is open access. So in the sixth point I have mentioned, I have mentioned it. So you can prefer the subscription option instead of the open access. And if anyone is asking money for journal publication, then you can skip or you can avoid. So why I am telling this, later you may face the retraction problems. Sometimes your paper will be retracted. To avoid the retraction problems, you can avoid the first and third point. And another one is, till the publication, you should not share your document or you should not upload your document anywhere. For example, for plagiarism checking uh, in a in a in an online tool, something like that, you should not upload. So these are things you have to do and you should not do. So now we are entering into the process, that is how to write the journal paper. The first question is, whenever you are starting the PhD, your first question is where I have to start. Suppose you want to go to a particular place, you will ask the question which bus I have to catch and where I have to start. This will be the first question. Very simple process I will explain, where you have to start, how you have to travel, how you have to walk to reach your destination, to reach the destination. Like here destination means the publication. So the first question is where I have to start. So here I have given a very simple problem. My problem is 3 plus 4. I take two integer number 3 and integer number 4. I have only two numbers. So now I am giving these two numbers. To solve this problem, I am taking three methods. So one is a kid is solving this, an adult is solving this, or by using a calculator I am solving this. You know that the kid will take some time maybe the kid here is 4 to 5 years old. So the kid will take some time to solve this problem. Suppose adult, he or she will solve this problem quickly. Immediately they will return the result 7. Similarly, calculator, immediately it will return the result as 7. So you can see that the first thing is, the first process of our research is identifying the problem statement. So you have, this is the problem statement, 3 plus 4 is the problem statement, and these are all the methods. So solve by using the first method, a kid is solve by using a calculator, and uh, an adult is solving this method. So now the problem statement is little bit bigger. Suppose I am taking a very huge number. So like this, I am taking a very huge number. Now the same another problem with different data set. So here the data set I am taking like the first integer number is larger, second integer number is also larger. So I am giving this data set again to the three methods. That is a kid I am giving this problem. To the calculator I am giving this problem, as well as to the adult I am giving this problem. So now you can see that calculator will solve this method in uh, like 1 or 2, less than 2 seconds. Adult is that he or she may be an adult, that is a adult person. He or she is solving this problem. Uh, he or she is solving this problem. Maybe he or she is taking 2 minutes like that. But the kit will take more time since the problem is little bit bigger. So among these three methods, you have to choose the best method. So you can say that by solving these kind of problems, you are preferring that the best method is solving by using calculator. So how you are preferring solving by using the calculator is the best one, by using the metrics like time complexity and space complexity. This we call it as metrics. So a simple problem is taken 3 plus 4, and three methods we have taken, and we just identified the best method, which is the right method to solve this problem. So we have taken two metrics, time complexity and the space complexity. So similarly, I am taking another problem. Suppose your mother and your sister is going to make a sweet recipe in the kitchen. So now your mother will follow one method and your sister is following another method. So now the recipe will be same. The sweet recipe will be same. Now your father is going to evaluate which res that is your mother method is fine or your sister method is fine. So what he is going to use? He is going to use the metric taste. So this is the second one. So here also the problem statement is sweet recipe, and the first method is your mom, and second method is prepared by the method followed by your sister, and here the metric is taste. And now come back to a technical problem. For example, I am taking a problem statement encryption. We know the definition of encryption, converting the plain text into a ciphertext. Now in this method, I am choosing two different categories: symmetric key-based algorithms and asymmetric key-based methods. Here I am listing some methods: DES AES under symmetric key, RSA ECC under asymmetric key. Now among these four methods, I am encrypting a text and I am telling which method is the good one by using time complexity, space complexity, key length, etc. etc. So I am taking a number of metrics, and based on the evaluation results, based on the numerical results, I am telling that, okay, this is providing a good result, or AES is providing a good result, or RSA is providing a good result. Like that I am telling. So I have taken three things here: problem statement, a simple addition of two integer numbers, and making a sweet recipe in your home. And this is a technical problem statement I have taken. So I hope you have understood where you have to start. So the thing is, you have to identify the problem statement and you have to identify the methods. So the first one is you have to identify the problem statement. This is the first thing. And second one is identify the existing methods. So in the top, I have mentioned these are the existing methods. The CAS, RSA, ECC, these are the existing methods to solve that problem. Similarly, you can see that these are the existing methods to solve this problem. So now, these two things you must be clear. Identify the problem statement and identify the existing methods. So how can you identify these two things? As I already told the first point, you have to do a good literature review. You have to read the textbook. You have to read the existing published work. So through this, you can identify these two things very clearly and what can be your problem statement and what are the methods that you can solve, that you can take for solving that problem statement. So now let me start what all things should be there in the paper. So the first thing is you are going to give the title of the paper. So when you are giving the title of the paper, you can start with a novel or a new framework or performance analysis. So usually I prefer like first you have to do a performance analysis paper. That is performance analysis paper, performance analysis of existing methods. And from that, you can go with a new method. So first you have to do a performance analysis of existing methods. And next, after that, you can prefer or you can go with the new method. That is, you can propose a new method. So for both the things, the syntax will be, the template will be same. In my point of view, you can go like this. So your title of the paper must be a novel or a new framework or a performance analysis like that. So nowadays, when you are going for the performance analysis, if a title is like performance analysis or comparative study or a review, then automatically the editor or reviewer will identify that you are going to present the existing methods. Immediately they will identify. First impression is the best impression. So in the title itself, you are telling that I am going to present a new method or I am going to present the existing methods. People will always see the innovation. What is the new thing? What is the innovative thing in your paper? So first impression is the best impression. When you are giving the title of the paper, you must be very careful. Whether you are going to give a novel or otherwise a new framework or the performance analysis. Even if you are giving the performance analysis, then inside maybe the applications can be new or the data set can be new. You have to give a variety of contributions when you are presenting the existing methods. But always it is preferable or it is good when you are taking when you are doing a performance analysis of the existing methods. Because almost 70% of the journals are having two options, review article or research article. Because when you are submitting the paper, it has mostly it has two options. Either you are going with the research article or you are going with the review article. So when you are preferring the review article, then you can go with the performance analysis. But even already I told, even it is a performance analysis, the contributions must be new. As I already told, the applications can be new or the data sets can be new. Like that, you have to present. Okay. So first thing is you are going to write the abstract of your paper. So when you are presenting the abstract, so it must be 200 to 250 words. Because most of the journals, when you are submitting a paper, you have to put your abstract in the submission portal. At that time, they have some restrictions. Your abstract must be less than 250 words. If it is more than 250 words, then the journal portal will not accept. So abstract can be 200 to 250 words. If it is Suppose your abstract is more than 500 words, then the editor or reviewer will think that it is very lengthy. So very lengthy abstract, it is not necessary. So you can go with the 200 or 250 words, that is fine. So now, what all things must be there in the abstract? So the first thing is you have to define the problem statement. You have to tell the objective. You have to tell the motivation. You have to tell the justification at the end in terms of numerical results and best future of the methods. So now you can see when you are, suppose if I am doing a performance analysis of existing encryption methods, first I can talk about the problem statement. That is the need of encryption. We know that if a text is not encrypted during our bank transaction or any online transaction, then automatically the hacker is able to find out. So that is the need of encryption. And the next thing is objective. Because of this reason, I am going for encryption to encrypt the data or to encrypt the text. So that is my objective. And what is the motivation? Motivation can be like previously uh, some drawbacks happened. For example, this data was hacked. This encrypted text was caught by or easily hacked by the attacker. Like that, I am telling the reasons why I motivated. So that is motivation. And next thing is justification in terms of numerical results. So you can see when you are seeing the papers, at the end they will give the justification. For example, it is justified that the proposed method yields good results in terms of accuracy, uh, around the 95% like that. Or out of these five methods, this method is providing 95% accuracy like that. This is justification. And when you are talking about the method, you have to tell the best feature of the method. Best feature, that is best characteristics. You are presenting five existing methods. Out of these five existing methods, uh, you can talk about 3 to 4 methods. One line about each method's best character. For example, I am having a the unique character or unique feature that I can talk. You are having a unique feature that you can tell. So by combining all these things, your abstract should not exceed more than 250 words. Otherwise, when you are submitting your paper in the journal in the journal portal, sometimes you will suffer. It will say that you should not exceed 250 words like that. And the next thing is you have to give the keywords. The purpose of keywords is when people are searching for papers based on the problem statement or based on the method or based on the technique you have presented, it can be visible to all the others. So you have to arrange the keyword like so area, then sub area, then method or technique and problem statement. These things can be present in the keyword. And again, in the keyword, so don't give like DES. It must be like data encryption standard. Most of the journals, they will tell that you should not keep like des or AES in the keyword as well as in the title. In the title also, you should not keep like uh, des or AES like that. So here I am giving like title des or AES like that. You have to explain data encryption standard. So most of the journals, they are telling like this. So it is better you can keep like DES, sorry, data encryption standard or advanced encryption standard like that. So, and another thing, whenever you are, for example, here in the abstract, you can give like data encryption standard, and within the bracket you are giving like this. So next time, suppose in the introduction you are talking about data encryption standard, you can talk like this. That is not necessary. Again and again, you have to give the expansion. That is not necessary. So once you have given data encryption standard, that is fine. Later you can use DES like that. But some of the journals, they are not preferring to give like DES AES in the title of the paper as well as in the keywords. And whenever you are giving like RSA or ECC or AES, you have to expand it. At the beginning, you have to expand it. That is very important. So in the abstract must contain problem statement, objective, motivation, justification in terms of numerical results, and best future of the methods. And the next thing is introduction. So introduction, you have to write about 2 paragraphs, not more than 2 paragraphs. And the introduction must be research oriented introduction. And don't put the basics which are available in the textbook. Suppose my paper is about encryption, I should not present like plain text is a text which can be understood by all. Ciphertext is a text which cannot be understood by all. So it is mandatory uh, uh, to present the encryption method to apply the encryption method to convert the plain text into ciphertext. That is not necessary because that everybody knows. The definition of encryption, the definition of plain text, the definition of ciphertext, everybody knows. So here you have to give a research oriented introduction. So encryption i- in digital world, that is in current scenario, like that you have to present. So in the introduction, you have to present 2 paragraphs. You that must be a research oriented introduction. So don't talk about the basic terms which are present in the textbook that everybody knows. And the next thing, motivation and justification, that can be 1.1. So here also 2 paragraphs. Motivation is 1 paragraph and justification is another paragraph. So motivation is nothing but the reasons behind. You have to list out the reasons why this work is necessary. That is motivation. Why this work is necessary. These points are motivation. And justification, the reasons, what are the benefits after doing this research or after performing this research, what are the benefits you got, that we call it as justification. So you have to present 2 paragraphs here. One is motivation and another one is justification. Like that you have to present. So this is very important. Mostly the reviewer or editor will read this. Even if your paper is performance analysis, uh, the reviewer or the editor will look on this, why this work is necessary. So they will read out the motivation points. And after doing this research, what are the outcome you are getting? So they will read out the points which are available in the justification. So this is very important. And the next very important thing is contributions. So in the contributions, you have to present a very strong 4 to 5 technical points. So don't present the contributions like a a comparative analysis was done in this paper. That is not needed. You have to give a 4 to 5 strong technical points. For example, a new data set was proposed or was presented in this paper. That is one contribution. Previously, these methods are not applied in real-time clinical data. In this paper, we applied all the methods in real-time clinical data. This is contribution. So you have to present 4 to 5 strong technical contributions like this. So mostly the reviewer or editor will look on this before entering into our the methodology part or before entering into the result part. These contributions they will look. You must attract the reviewer or editor by presenting your contributions. The reviewer must be attracted. The editor must be attracted. Okay, this is a new research or this is a novel research. So like that, you have to attract the reviewer or the editor. That is 1.2, that is contributions. So you see that up to this, you are going to write. You are not here up to this, you are not presenting any technical method. You are not presenting any technical things like that. Just you are going to present. You are going to write. You think that you are not able to write. My question is, are you able to write? Yes or no? Yes, you are able to write. Just you read many things and you are able to present your research. So unnecessarily, no need to pay the money for uh, these things. That is not necessary. You are able to write. Yes, I am able to write. I am able to speak. I am able to read. All these questions are I can. So you can read, you can write by your own. And the next thing is, second part is related works. So analyzing the existing things. So the way of presenting the related work, it is interesting. So minimum you can take 25 to 30 papers, which must be listed in the references that must be cited here. How many references you are listing in the references? That is, how many papers you are listing in the references that must be cited here. Suppose you are taking 25 to 30 papers, all the 25 to 30 papers you have to cite here. That is very important. So each paper you can write about 4 to 5 lines. For example, a particular paper I am taking, I can talk, okay, this author has taken this problem statement and he presented this method. He applied this method in this field, and this is the merit of this method. This is the limitation of this method, and this is the way he conducted the experiment. So all together, you can write about 4 to 5 lines. Now tell me again, you are going to read the existing papers, and here you are going to write the things. You are able to read as well as you are able to write. So 25 to 30 papers which are listed in the references. So each paper you can write about 4 to 5 lines. So each paper you can mention the following. So problem statement, what is discussed in the paper, method, merits, demerits. So whenever you are presenting the method, so you can give like author et.al, suppose more than one authors. For example, paper number 13 presented like this. So this is the way of this is one way of citation, one good way of citation. Sometimes I have when I am reviewing the papers, I have seen they have started like, for example, 13 presented. This is not good. So don't put like this. You can start like author et.al presented, or you are mentioning a paragraph like this, and at the end you can cite. For example, you can cite like this. So at any cost, don't cite like this. There is no meaning. So you can cite like this. And very important, at the end of the related work, you have to make a characteristic comparison table. This is very important. Nowadays, most of the reviewers and the editor will look on this characteristic comparison table. So I will show one of the characteristic comparison table. So here you can see this is a characteristic comparison table. For example, paper 1 is focusing uh, that is the results in automation, scalability, and ease of use. Paper 2 does not have automation. Paper 3, it is having scalable, that is only the scalability. So this is the way you can present the characteristics of existing work. This is one way. Not only I am not telling, and this is another way. So you can present the characteristics like this. So here the author name, and here also the author name, and what is the input he has taken, what data set he has used, what is the pre-processing, what is the future extraction, what is the classification techniques they have used, what is the strength, what is the limitation, what is the outcome. This is, we call it as characteristic comparison table. So nowadays, the reviewers or the editor will look on the characteristic comparison table. So at the end of the related work, you have to make a characteristic comparison table. And next, section 3, that is 3, outline of the paper. So here in this outline of the paper, you have to draw a technical diagram of the overall work. So technical diagram is not like a flowchart. So I can show a diagram here. So it is not like a flowchart. Your diagram must be a technical one. So in a flowchart, we can do like start, then stop like that. Not like that. So you have to draw a technical diagram. What is happening in the paper? What will happen in that paper? So this outline of the proposed work is like the trailer of a movie. You can see that before releasing a movie, they will release a trailer. So the trailer will tell some story. You can identify some story. After seeing the movie only, you can, okay, this is the full story, like that you can learn. But your outline of the proposed work must be a good technical story. So that is draw a technical diagram of the overall work. So don't draw like a flowchart, or don't draw like simple diagrams like that. Your diagram must give the full meaning of the paper. That is a technical diagram. And the next thing is summary or organization of the paper. So you can present like the rest of the paper is organized as follows. Section 4 presents the methodology. Section 5 presents the experimental design. Like that you are going to present. So and the next thing is, fourth one is methods. Suppose where work is analyzing of the existing methods, my suggestion is you have to take 7 existing methods like DES, AIS, RSA, ECC, IDEA, RC4, RC5, like that you have to take 7 existing methods. So now each method how you have to explain. So each method you have to list out the concept. For example, this is for method 1. You have to explain the concept and you have to draw a technical in-depth diagram of the method. You have to present a mathematical formulation. You have to present a technical pseudocode. And for giving the for presenting or for giving the equations, you have to use the math editor. So don't copy paste the formulas or equations. So similarly for the second method, for example, for the next method, for example, this is the method 2. Maybe you are putting in section 5 method 2. So again method 2 also the same. So 5.1 method 2 concept, technical in-depth diagram, technical pseudocode, like this. So now I am showing one method I have presented. So we know the line clipping algorithms in computer graphics. So this is how I have presented the line clipping algorithms. So you can see just I am tracking. First I have presented the concept and the mathematical formulation behind that line clipping algorithm. And after that, I have taken an example and I have solved that. So you can see that I have taken an example and I have solved how this line clipping algorithm works. So similarly, how an in-depth diagram, an in-depth technical diagram. So you can see here. So you have to draw an in-depth diagram like this. Maybe so like this, and a technical pseudocode like this. So don't write a technical pseudocode like uh, take the input, do pre-processing, do future extraction, apply for example classification method, apply encryption method, do decryption. This technical pseudocode we usually the reviewers or editors will not look. So this is a sample technical pseudocode. Like this, you have to present your own technical pseudocode. So for each method, you have to present the concept, technical in-depth diagram, mathematical formulation, technical pseudocode, and you have to use the math editor to type the formulas or equation. So very simple, you can use this math editor. Whatever equation you want, you can put, and you can use the symbols. What all the symbols you can use, that also you can put. So once you have explained all the methods, if it is a performance analysis, as I already told, you have to take 7 existing methods. Suppose if it is a proposed method, you are going to explain only one method. That is your own method. So that method you have to elaborately explain. Suppose a sorting method is there. How you will explain the sorting method? You will tell the concept. You will take an example, that is a data you will take, and you will give the mathematical background behind that, and you will solve that. So the same way you have to present the methods. And the next thing is experimental design. So for experimental design, I will come back here. Suppose you are going to uh, make that sweet recipe. You are calling your mother, or you are asking your mother how to do this sweet recipe. Your mother will tell that you have to take, for example, rice this much gram. You have to take nuts this much gram. You have to take this one this much gram. Now you have to boil this uh, uh, for some time. You have to mix this. This is the way your mother will teach to conduct that experiment. So you should not talk about like uh, I have used this hardware or this software. No, no, not like that. The way you conducted the experiment, that is very important. Your mother is telling that this is this dear son or dear daughter, this is the way I conducted the experiment. So that experimental design is needed. So when coming back here, so dataset description. When you are seeing the food based program, they will tell this is the recipe, you have to take 100 grams, 50 grams, like that. That is dataset description. And experimental setup with parameters. So you have to put a table like the number of nodes, like this. Suppose some wireless sensor network paper we have seen. This is the uh, packet delivery ratio I have taken, or this is the number of nodes I have taken, like that. So dataset description and experimental setup with parameters. Here you can put a table. So the way you conducted that experiment, that is experimental design. And the next very important thing is performance evaluation. So this must be a technical part. The way you are presenting the method, this must have technical novelty. That we call it as technical novelty. Suppose if a paper is not having a technical novelty, then the reviewer or editor will say that there is no technical novelty. The paper is not having a technical novelty. Simply, I'm going to reject it. So the way you are presenting the method must have technical novelty. And coming back here, the performance evaluation, the first thing is you have to take performance metric. My suggestion is always you have to take minimum 10 metrics. Minimum 10 metrics. And you have to present the results in terms of tables with numerical results. Tables with numerical results. Straightforward approach. This is the result I got, 91.1578. This is a straightforward approach. This is the result I got. I am just presenting my result to my reviewer or to my editor. So results in terms of tables with exact numerical results and a discussion. So now how to choose the performance metric and how to present the tables. So now we will come back here this problem. Sweet recipe. Your mother followed one method, your sister followed one method. Now what is the performance metric here? Taste. So now I will show the difference in between the performance metric and parameter. So parameter you can choose parameter, you can choose 3 to 4 parameters. 3 to 4 parameters. Now I will show the difference in between metric and parameter. So now you can see that. So your mother followed one method. This is method 1. Your mother followed one method. That is, this is method 1. Your sister followed one method. This is method 2. These both followed different methods. Now you or your father tasting that sweet recipe, and your father is giving 90 percentage, 90 marks for method 1 and 88 marks for method 2. So automatically method 1 is yielding good results when compared to method 2. So this is performance analysis. I am analyzing these two methods. I am telling that, okay, this method is providing good result. Now, what your sister is thinking, okay, next time I want to do, I want to increase the taste. I want to increase the accuracy, or I want to increase the PSNR value like that. So now the metric is same taste, but what your mother or sister going to do, they are going to add the nuts. This is parameter. So when adding 50-gram nuts, the taste is 90. When adding 100-gram nuts, the taste is increasing. That is, the accuracy is increasing. Or for example, the PSNR value is increasing, or throughput is increasing. Suppose if you are taking network, the throughput is increasing, something like that. So this is, we call it as parameter. So in this table, I am able to show only two numerical results. Only two numerical results. But in this table, I am able to show, you can see that 6 numerical results. Because when I am taking more number of parameter, then the number of results is also increased. So you have to take 10 metrics, and we are taking more parameter, then you can show more number of results, more number of results. So that I told results in terms of tables with numerical results. So you can numerical values. So you can see here. So you can see here, this is performance metrics, precision recall, AUC, AUPR, and this is the data set. Here data set is taken, and these are the existing methods, and this is the results they have presented. And in another example, you can see they just varied the parameter. For example, when k is equal to 10, what is the value? When k is equal to 15, what is the value? When k is equal to 20, what is the value? When k is equal to 25, what is the value? Like this. And I will show another paper here. You can see here, these are the methods. These are the methods, and these are the input image. And when level, BPP, and compression ratio, these are all parameter. And here the common metric is PSNR. The whole table will presents the PSNR value, but the parameters are taken level, BPP, and compression ratio. So you can see the number of results. So when you are increasing the number of numerical results in your research, automatically, that is already I told, it is a straightforward presentation. This is what I got. This is what result I got. This is what the numerical value I got. So that's why I told you to put the results in terms of numerical values. Numerical values. And the next thing is discussion. In each table, you have to present a discussion. So what is the observation? Discussion means what what is your observation from the tables? That you have to discuss. That you have to discuss. You can see whenever we are getting our, for example, a scan report, the doctor will tell that based on these results I have observed, the patient is normal, the patient is abnormal, or this organ is normal, this organ is abnormal. That observation you have to present. That is discussion. So, and the next one is conclusion. So when you are going to conclusion, it should be specific. Don't write unnecessary stories. what you have found, you have to highlight the findings. Suppose you are presenting a new method or you are presenting the existing method, you have to talk about the limitation. My proposed method is having these limitations. Some reviewer will ask what are the limitations of the proposed work it is missing, and what is pros and what is cons, merits and demerits. So these things should be present in the conclusion. When you are presenting the abstract, you are going to present the best future or best characteristics like that. But here you have to present the limitation, pros and cons, and what is the exact findings that you have to present in the conclusion. And also you can add the future work also. In what way the future research direction can go. And the next one is putting the references. Putting the references, whenever you are putting the reference must be complete. You have to give the authors, you have to give the title of the paper, you have to give the journal, you have to give the volume, number, page, year of publication, and DOA link. If it is a conference paper, you have to add the conference location also. In which country the conference is happened. That also you have to add. And you have to cite the tools you used. For example, for making this presentation, I have used MS Teams as well as I have used MS Word. So I have to thank them because I am using that tool. I have to thank them. So that what are the tools you have used that you have to cite, and what are the websites you have referred, that websites also you have to cite. So these are, in this way you have to put the references. So these all things should be present in the paper. So now you tell me, now you can go back here. Now you can give the title like, for example, if it is a comparative analysis, then you can give it like performance analysis of existing methods, or otherwise a novel method like this. So that you have to decide. So your first, whenever you are doing your research, your first paper can be in the performance analysis of the existing methods. And your next papers, second and third and fourth papers, can be proposing a new method. Once you are strong with the existing method, then you can propose a new method, for example, modified method one. You can simply modify the method one, or you can simply the modify method two, or you can fuse, for example, two methods. I'm taking the best feature of one method, and I'm taking the best feature of the second method. I can do a fuse. So that depends. So either you can go with uh, fusing the two methods, or otherwise you can do a modification of the existing method. So the things are the same abstract keyword, introduction, motivation, justification, contribution, related work, outline of the paper, method one. If it is a if it is a performance analysis, here you are going to present 7 methods. If it is a novel framework, you are going to present only one method. And experimental design, performance evaluation, conclusion, references, like that. So this is the way you have to you have to present your research work. So in the next video, I will talk about choosing the journal. So again, I will come back here. You have to write your paper by your own. That is very important. So now I hope you are able to do, or you are able to write your own paper. So in the next video, I will present the way of how to choose a journal paper. Sorry, how to choose a journal. Uh, those things I will discuss from my idea, or I will share my ideas. So those things I will discuss. And this is me. I am SP Raja. This is my contact number. So if you have any queries, please You can write a mail to me. So this is my mail ID. If you have any queries or any suggestions or any doubt, you can write to me through my mail. And please, you can write messages to this number. So thank you. Thank you for watching. We will see in the next video how to choose a journal for your research paper. Thank you.